Hey YouTube, Maddie's Daddy 12 here with another deck profile. After my last video of the Metalfoe Brilliant Fusion combos, had a lot of people asking about what the actual deck looks like. This is kind of a rough draft that I've been working with. I've been making a lot of changes with this. I'm not real sure exactly where the build is going to go, and I'm not real sure where the ratios should be. So bear with me because this is kind of a work in progress, but it's Metalfoes. So 3 Volflame, 3 Gold Driver, 3 Silvered, 3 Steelin, and 2 Bismugear. That is my Metalfoe engine. That gives me 8 high scale, 6 low scale, and then I guess if eccentric Archfiend eccentric counts as a Metalfoe, then it actually gives me 10 high scales and only 6 low scales. But I don't know that this is the right number. I've seen people trying to tell me to run 3. I've had people tell me to run 1 because you need the normal monsters for Link, Spider, and stuff. So like, I don't know what the right number is, but this is what I am starting with. I mean, it's Metalfoe, so you got to be maxed out on the Metalfoes, right? Again, 2 Archfiend eccentric. Wow. I mean, it's eccentric. It does that stuff. It pops spells. It pops traps. It pops monsters. It does good stuff. And I mean, it's called Brilliant Fusion Metalfoes, but it should almost be called Plant Metalfoes because you run the 3 Lone Fire Blossom, which searches for your Baba Boon. Baba Boon is actually extremely key to this deck because you have a handful of cards that just brick in your hand, and you need Baba Boon in order to fix those. So the Baba Boon is actually extremely important because along with the Baba Boon, I run 2 Predaplant Scorpio. I don't run a 3rd because the only target I can summon is my 1 Predaplant Cobra. And I will normally try to put the Predaplant Cobra back with the Digustal Emerald play so that the second Cobra the second Scorpio can be live. And I don't really see the need to add the 3rd because I don't need to draw the Scorpio as much as I want to draw the Lone Fire Blossom and just search for it. So, and I want to try to keep it as close to 40 as possible. So that's my plant engine. And again, Scorpio, you discard a monster to summon a Predaplant. You summon Cobra. Cobra can actually add a polymerization or a spell card with fusion in its name. So it can search Brilliant Fusion, and it can also search full Metalfoe Fusion and Metalfoe Fusion. More importantly, full Metalfoe Fusion, because if you're in a situation where you don't need the Brilliant Fusion, you can search the full metal and you can activate it, adds it to your hand, so you can activate the full metal the turn that you search it. Where if you summon the and you can't do that if you were to search it off of one of the Metalfoe Destruction Search. So there you go. That's important. It comes up from time to time late in the game because you put this back with the Emerald and then you can summon it again off of the second Scorpio. But it also just keeps Brilliant Fusion alive. 2 Gofu. A lot of people are just maxing out on this, and again, you need to make space. I want to keep it at 40 or as close to 40 as possible, and this is just one of those extra cards. But you summon it, you get the 2 tokens, you turn the tokens into Link Spiders, and you turn this into the Link Spiders into Deco Talker, which opens up spaces for you. It's also important because it gives you Link Spider, and Link Spider can summon any of your little guys, your normals, other than Volflame. It can only summon a level 4 or lower from your hand, which gives you another monster to Link summon with. It also puts another monster on board so that you can use it to fuse with to put it into the extra deck so you can summon it back later. So yeah, 2 Gofu. Max C because it wins games. If you don't believe me, just ask Chester Henson and his win at Nats. Sorry, I love Chester. Chester's well, he's not really local. He lives in Kentucky, and I love Chester. Chester's awesome. All right, these are your bricks. 1 Gem Knight Lazuli, 1 Performage Trick Clown, and 1 Heroic Challenger Thousand Blades. Those 3, along with Cobra, like, these are all extremely important combo pieces that you need in the deck. So if you draw any 4 of these cards, like, it becomes really bad because you then have to try to put it back with Baba Boon, and that's why Baba Boon becomes so important to this deck. The next problem is you've got 4 cards that can just absolutely kill your opening hand. So it's bad. As sad as it is to say, like, as much fun as the deck is, as creative as the deck can be with all the extra deck plays that you can make, having 4 cards that can just almost absolutely just shut down your hand just seems so bad. But like I said, that's why Baba Boom comes into play, and he can put everything back and draw you additional cards to replace them. But anyway, Lazuli. Yeah. When it's sent to the graveyard, you get to add a normal monster back to your hand, so you'll add one of your Metalfoes that is in the graveyard back to your hand. Trick Clown. When it is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it back and take 1,000 damage. 1,000 Blades. When you take damage, you get to summon 1,000 Blades from your graveyard. And of course, if you summon Trick Clown, then you get to, while Blades is in the graveyard, then Blades comes back and that gives you a free rank 4. Blades is also your only target that you play for MX Saber Invoker. So that becomes very important because you want to make sure that you can get that back into the deck if you need it to make the Invoker play. And then I already told you about Cobra. So there you go. There's the 3 Brilliant Fusion and big combo pieces. Metalfoe stuff. Metalfoe Fusion. Full Metalfoe Fusion. Make a monster, draw a card. Make a monster or make a monster during your opponent's turn. Like, that's pretty much what they do. Painful Decision. Painful Decision. So, yeah, this is just basically give me a Metalfoe. Those are your Metalfoe spells. Brilliant Fusion. Again, searchable by the Predaplant engine. And just makes for all kinds of cool little link summoning plays. 1 Metalfoe's combination and 1 Metalfoe's counter. I've actually considered bumping this up and playing more counter. Counter seems to be extremely important to this build. Actually, both traps just seem to be really important. Just being able to search another Metalfoe and add it to your hand. And then being able to add Metalfoes back from your extra deck to your hand, or just being able to summon the Metalfoe. So both of these seem extremely important, and they're just good. Like, I mean, if you were to show me your build and it played 3 of this and 2 of that, I would not be surprised. I don't know how consistent it would be, but I would not be surprised. All right, so that is the main deck. I believe it is 40. I'm not actually sure. Extra deck. Let's start with our Metalfoe monsters. We play double Mithrium. I mean, you guys know what Mithrium does. We spin stuff back. We summon extra stuff. We do all kinds of things. Alkahest. Alkahest is oddly a lot better than what I thought it was going to be right now. I don't know. I feel like this deck goes defensive more often than not, and yeah, I don't know. But it's become a lot more important than I thought it was going to be. Orichalk is just a big beater, and those are the only Metalfoe monsters that I play. I was playing I don't remember what the other guy is. You guys, comment down below. Tell me what the other Metalfoe guy is. I can see it in my head right now. The red one with it's a rare, but whatever. It uses a monster of 2,500 or less attack, a Metalfoe, and one of those. So like I was using that before, and I ended up cutting it just for the second Mithrium, I believe. But you would make that a lot with the Baba Boon. Like you'd have an odd time where you would have an extra Baba Boon left on the field, and you could make that rather easily. Seraph Knight for the Brilliant Fusion. Emerald for the Brilliant Fusion play. Emerald is also extremely important, fixing hands and stuff, putting stuff back so you can continue to make plays. One Dweller because it's Dweller and he does Dwellery things. No, like seriously though, he stops a lot of the stuff that's activating in the graveyard. It's important. MX Saber Invoker. This is a combo piece. This turns into Mrs. Radiant after summoning the 1,000 Blades. This is I mean it is what it is. It's important because it can make the combo happen. However, you do have the one possibly dead card that could show up, and then you have, once that happens, you then have a dead card in your extra deck also. Super Quantum Mech Beast Gram Pulse. So this guy, I'm playing this guy over some other rank 3 options. I was playing a Phantom Knight. God, wow, it's been a while. The Phantom Knight rank 3. I was playing that for a while. I decided to go with this instead, mainly because this keeps the body. It can only destroy the spell or trap, but it's a 2800 defense, so like, I don't know. I kind of went back and forth on it, but I feel like I'm going to keep the Grand Pulse. Now to the Link monsters. Again, Link Spider is very important because Link Spider is basically a free Link monster off of Gofu, and it gives you the additional or a special summon of a normal monster. You do need to run 2 because just Gofu gives you that many free tokens. Double Decode Talker. So Decode Talker is again really important. He becomes really big really fast, and you don't even really have to push much effort into it. He gets up to 33 and then can protect targeted stuff. Mrs. Radiant, I talked about that with the MX Saber Invoker play. You bring that out, and 1,000 Blades are both Earths, and then you get to make the Mrs. Radiant. And then you get to make your Brilliant Fusion play and just continue from there and make all kinds of cool stuff happen. And I am doing this before the 10s have been released, so I don't have a Proxy Dragon yet. And honestly, at this point, I don't know that I would replace Ib with Proxy Dragon. So Proxy Dragon is just any 2 monsters, and Ib takes 2 monsters that are different attributes and different types. So Ib is a little bit harder to make, but it's so good because it protects monsters that are linked to it. No, I'm sorry. This linked card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so it can protect itself. Your opponent cannot target this linked card with card effects. If this card points to would be destroyed by a card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. If this card is sent to the graveyard, it does World Chalice stuff. So, like I said, this guy helps, girl, I guess, helps to protect it's not only itself, but also protect other things that it's linked to. So Proxy Dragon's not going to do that for you, so I almost feel like Ib might be the better choice for this, as long as you have enough monsters that are different levels, or I mean, sorry, different attributes and different types, like this deck has with the Plant Engine and the Metalfoes and then the Gofu tokens and everything. So there you go, guys. That is my Link format Metalfoe deck for right now. Again, this is pre-2017 10s, so we don't have Proxy Dragon, we don't have what is it, Nest or whatever it is, I don't know. We don't have that stuff yet, and I don't have any of the Zodiac reprints yet, so I don't have any barrages yet. Got rid of my barrages while they were still expensive, so no zoo for me right now. But yeah, guys, there you go. That is the quick profile of the Metalfoe deck that I'm trying out right now. Again, this is a work in progress, so there's still a lot of things that are changing, and I don't know that all the ratios are correct on it right now, but it's at least a lot of fun to play because there's all kinds of really fun combos and stuff in here that I don't even really realize I have access to until I start playing. So, I appreciate it, guys. Subscribe, comment down below. Show us how much you love us.